All right, welcome to the 15th lecture of this course. So today we are going to conclude the portion on the leakage power. So in our previous lecture, we had seen the physically what is happening inside the circuit when we are introducing the subthreshold leakage concepts. So today we will look into a very brief idea without going much into the models and all, which we had done in the PMMD. So here we will understand how this particular equation has come about. In fact, in the textbooks, you will always find that it is mentioned as ID is proportional to e to the power of VOV by M phi t. This is what you will mostly see in the textbooks and all. Okay, so today we are going to see what are the other factors over here, because that also will be kind of influential when we are trying to design circuits, right? So we have to keep those things in mind. All right, so that is one thing, and then we will finish off with the very basic concept of about the junction leakages, and then from tomorrow we will begin on a new chapter. Okay, so as we had seen in our previous lecture, last lecture, that when once we have a MOSFET, okay, then after the threshold voltage is reached by the gate bias, okay, so when VG is greater than VT, we actually have a channel which is kind of sort of that provides the pathway for the electrons to go from the source to the drain. That's something which we all know. But before there is any channel, there is still a sort of conduction that can happen. Okay, now if you want to analyze that conduction, first of all we have to realize that since there is no pathway, or let us say there is no highway for the electrons to rush towards the drain because of this VDS voltage, okay, due to the lateral field, in other words. So what will happen is we have to find out, let us find out the different charges which are introduced into the channel, or let us say onto the surface. So uh, this is called the surface. So the embedded systems people, so what we will do is, this is the silicon dioxide, the oxide of the MOSFET, and this is the silicon. Okay, so the silicon dioxide interface is usually referred to as surface, but the surface refers to the silicon side of that interface. Okay, so what happens is that the charges are actually spread out only on the silicon side of that interface. Remember, silicon dioxide is a dielectric, it will not conduct anyway. All right, so this is called the surface in the normal devices parlance, or even in case of the circuits as well. So when there is no channel formed on the surface, then we will first try to figure out what are the charges introduced into the surface if the VG is less than VT. Okay, but you have got a sufficient amount of VDS voltage anyway. All right, so the derivation of this is beyond the scope of this course. All that physics and all are there in the PMMD lectures. So those of you who are interested to revisit that, you're always welcome to visit the YouTube channel. All right. So here I will just explain what are these terms are. Okay. So this is a constant. Let us not bother about it. Notice there is phi s, which is the surface potential. Again, the potential that is varying on the surface on that particular interface, not the voltage which is applied on the terminals. So this is something very, very crucial, because the devices people, the device experts, they usually think in terms of what is going on inside the device. But the circuits people, they are usually concerned about the biases which we apply only on the terminal. So that is, what is the voltage at the source terminal, what is the voltage at the gate terminal, what is the source of voltage at the drain terminal, and so on. Okay, so the terminal voltages are something which will be necessary for the circuit designs. Okay, but for the modeling of the devices, we usually refer to the surface potential, or something some of the parameters of the devices which are concerned inside the device when we are looking inside the device. So this phi s stands for the surface potential. That means the potential which is there on the surface over here. Okay, so as you can clearly kind of guess, that this potential is definitely a function of the distance along the channel. Okay. So anyway, I am not going into those details here. So let us just understand that this portion, okay, here, this first bracket, this first term corresponds to the variation of the holes which are already there in the substrate. So remember one thing, that this part is the p silicon. Okay. So now when we have just begun to apply a positive voltage here, remember all we said is that Vg is less than Vt, but remember Vg is positive. Okay. So when we are gradually increasing our voltage from 0, obviously it will be less than Vt at that time. So when Vg is just positive, so Vg is slightly greater than 0, what will happen? The first thing that will happen is that there are holes inside the p silicon. P silicon means it is p type. P type means the majority will be holes. Okay. So let us say the holes are spread out everywhere. All right. So the moment Vg becomes positive, so you have applied a plus voltage here. So the metal will be all full of positive charges. So क्या होने वाला है? The first thing that will happen is you are going to repel the holes which are close to the interface, that means towards the surface. So these holes will essentially be pushed toward the body region. Very simple, okay, intuitively. So this region will be practically devoid of any mobile holes. Okay, there will be charges because of the uh, accepted impurities and all that, but let's not go into all those details. So as of now, we will understand is that it is free of the mobile holes. Mobile holes, abhi electrons nahi aaye hain. Okay. So if there are no holes here, so let us say the holes have been pushed away because of these positive charges on the terminal, such that because Vg is greater than 0, always remember, the holes are all settled more towards the uh, substrate terminal. They have been driven out of this region. So that means we can essentially demarcate one region like this, which is free of holes. Remember, holes are the majority carriers. Okay, majority carriers, and at the same time, so if it becomes devoid or the term which we use is called depleted of the mobile carriers. That is the reason why this region is called the depletion region. Very simple. So this part of that equation is because of the depleted holes. All right. Now what happens is once Vg becomes close to Vt, all right, I mean, especially more so when Vg is greater than Vt. That is the usual mode of operation, right? Vg is greater than Vt, we say that the MOSFET is turned on, and Vg less than Vt, it is turned off. All I'm suggesting is Vg less than Vt is not turned off, it is subthreshold. That is what we are going to analyze now. All right. So when Vg is greater than Vt, then obviously there is an electron layer itself is formed. But let us not go into that much amount of Vt. All I'm suggesting is Vg is almost like Vt minus. That means it is almost slightly lesser than Vt. Okay. So in the curve, if this is your VGS and this is your Vt, we are somewhere here, very close to Vt. Okay. So when it is very close to Vt but still less than Vt, all right, at that instance, okay, there will be, what will happen is, remember that electrons are still there. Electrons are there in the source region, and also electrons are generated inside the bulk. This is, I mean, far away from the surface is called the bulk. So this is the bulk. Okay. So the electrons which are generated through thermal generation. Thermal generation means, remember, you use your computer for some time, the computer becomes hot, right? Hot means it is essentially generating the electrons and holes automatically. So what will happen to the electrons? There are electrons in the source also, remember. What will happen to those electrons? These electrons will essentially get stuck on the surface itself. Okay, they will percolate from the source mainly, because source is more densely populated with the electrons, and the holes are basically on the body terminal. Okay, so what is the situation now? When the electrons have accumulated on the surface to such an extent that there are as many electrons on the surface, for example, I have drawn 5 electrons here. Let us say each electron is a million, so representing 11 a million electrons. So there are 5 million electrons, there are 5 million holes. But suppose this happens, so this is the case when Vg equal to Vt. This is essentially called the situation of strong inversion. That is where you say that, okay, you will start getting some current here. This is Vt, this is Vgs, okay, this is your ID. Typical, this is what we know. So this is the condition when Vgs equal to Vt, when the electron concentration on the surface becomes equals to the whole concentration in the bulk. Okay, but that means, in other words, we can say that the surface region is as much n type as the bulk is p type. That is the very standard definition of inversion. Okay, हम inversion में तक नहीं है, so let us just erase 2 electrons from here. Okay, so suppose we have got essentially 3 million are simply there just doing nothing. No, these small number of electrons, that portion is essentially covered by this region. These are called I will call it inverted, or let me just simply write surface. I cannot call it inverted because inversion technically happens when equal number are there. So let me just simply write surface electrons. I'm just telling you a story over here. In PMMD, we had spent kind of several classes even to understand this. And this is essentially coming from the fundamental concepts of two-terminal MOSFETs. That means when we are removing this region, and I mean the source and the drain are not there. Okay, so this is a typical two-terminal. One terminal is the gate, the other terminal is the body. So this is called two-terminal device, 2TMOS. And 2TMOS is essentially nothing other than a MOS capacitor. Okay, we will rather call it VGB rather than VGS. However, that is beyond the scope of this course. All right, so if these are the surface electrons of the depleted holes, so inside the silicon, you will be having that prior to the strong inversion with VDS, remember drain and source bias is important. Okay, then what are the terms which will essentially be important? Remember, surface potential is positive, so this term will not have any significance. This term will have significance here. I'll highlight, actually it is better. This term will have significance because surface potential phi s is positive, you are applying a positive gate bias. All right, and what is this other term that will have significance? This and this. In fact, this doesn't make sense because this is anyway a product. Okay, so the surface potential will essentially be given by this particular value here. Remember, surface potential, I mean, I'm not going into that much details. This was in the moderate inversion region. Okay, it's not fully inverted. Strong inversion means fully inverted. That means when the electron concentration is equal to the whole concentration in the bulk. All these were covered in our PMMD. I'm not going into that. So what we understand is, out of all this is vital, and this will, I mean, these two terms will dominate. That's exactly what I've written. I have essentially ignored the other terms. So that's why an approximate sign is here. Equal to, approximately equal to. Okay, na? All right. So once we have got this, then what to do? I have seen, remember, over here, मैंने यहाँ पर pi by pi t को इस bracket से बाहर किया. Okay, so what will happen here? This will be 1, all right. This is root over that's supposed to be. Here we will essentially, there is one phi s by phi t, e to the power of phi s by phi t. All right, this e to the power of phi s by phi t को हम लोग क्या लिख सकते हैं? देखो, this is minus 2 phi f and all. I have done that, and it will be divided by phi t by 2 phi s. Why this 2 is coming? Because we are essentially using the Taylor's expansion. Okay, this to the power half is coming in the front. Okay, why we can use that? Because remember, e to the power of phi s minus v minus 2 phi f. So that means this exponential term is actually a small quantity. Okay, so that is the reason why small quantity means again much lesser than this one. So that's the reason why we can do the Taylor's expansion and ignore the rest of the terms in the Taylor expansion. Okay, very good. So in the first term, now this is simply a sum of 1 and this whole factor. तो अगर हम इसको अलग अलग कर देते हैं ना, so this entire factor over here is simply we are multiplying by 1, correct? This, as I said earlier, is only because of the depleted holes. Okay, that means this is only because of the depletion phenomenon. That means this charge is because of the depletion charge, this entire part where there are no holes. ठीक है, अभी हम इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के बारे में देखेंगे. ठीक है, this is the part of the electrons. WDM is, don't get confused, WDM is, I can remove this, it's better. WDM is the maximum depletion width. All those physics you can check out on the PMMD course if you are interested. So the first part here is the depletion charge. The second part over here is only the subthreshold charge. तो यानी कि subthreshold region में जो currents होने वाले हैं, that's only because of this subthreshold charge. ठीक है? Otherwise, how do we want? If I want to get an expression for the current in the subthreshold region, I have to find out the charges in the subthreshold region, है ना? तो charges मैंने for the last 20 minutes, whatever I have been babbling about is essentially to figure out this amount of charge which is there in the subthreshold region. Once we get hold of the subthreshold region charge, okay, then we can essentially go ahead and find the current. Okay, so this is the charge in the silicon surface in the subthreshold region. Okay, so from there, what I have done, I have just tried to figure out the current which is possible because of this charge flowing along this surface region. Okay, so this is some trick which I have done, because this is remember there is a VDS voltage. VD and VS तो हमने रखे हैं. हम सबथ्रेशोल्ड का क्या मतलब है, आपका जो गेट वोल्टेज है वो VT से कम है. फिर भी कम मतलब थोड़ा सा कम है, हाँ, ज्यादा कम हुआ तो नहीं होगा. So VG is slightly lesser than VT. That is the whole meaning of the subthreshold region operation. ठीक है. However, VDS is pretty high. ठीक है. तो अगर VDS अगर pretty high है, right? Then what is the situation? Then whatever is the charges here may be less than the strong inversion, but these charges are going to flow to the drain side, obviously, क्योंकि electrons are negatively charged. Drain में आपने positive डाला है. Electrons are being negatively charged. Particles, they will be moving towards the positively charged terminals. Very simple. Okay, so I have essentially used that, and this is the electric field because of the VDS voltage. That is the lateral field. Okay, then I carried out this integration and all. I'm not going into all those details here. Finally, we reached out this expression by solving this integral. Okay, all right, so once we have got this integral, यहाँ पर कुछ interesting चीजें हैं. Number one, this is the variation, this third bracket which you see is the variation of the current with respect to VDS. ठीक है. Now most important part is VDS हमने क्या कहा कि VGS in the subthreshold region, VGS is very low. Very low in the sense it is slightly lower than threshold voltage itself, but VDS is pretty high. तो यानी कि अगर VDS अगर pretty high है, then what is the situation here? देखो, this is e to the power of minus VDS by phi t. All right, again let's get back. Phi t का value कितना है? Let's not bother about the exact values. It is in millivolts. VDS का order कितना है? 1 volt, 1.8 volt. So order is volts. So again, that thing, it is e to the power effectively is something 10 to the power of 3. Okay, volt divided by millivolt order. That means this e to the power of minus 1000 is obviously very, very less compared to 1. समझ रहे हो? So first thing, first of all, एक बहुत ही बढ़िया चीज सीखने वाले हैं, ध्यान से समझना. So what do we get is that if VD in the subthreshold region, if the VDS is sufficiently large, remember this is e to the power of minus a large quantity, याद है? Then हम आसानी से कह सकते हैं कि अगर हम सबथ्रेशोल्ड रीजन की ही बात करें, okay, then in the subthreshold region, VGS is slightly less than VT. अगर आप आईडी VDS प्लॉट करोगे ना, क्या होने वाला? How will it look like? Hello? Hello? Somebody answer from PMMD. Exactly. That means unless VDS is very, very close to 0, it will be a perfect horizontal line. And what is the influence of this on the circuits?
Ideal saturation.
Ideal saturation. Okay. So that is what I had been telling you from the very beginning. To the PMMD students also, they have learned it very well in the PMMD course. And in this course also, I was telling you, subthreshold region is the most ideal saturation region ever possible. ठीक है? Therefore, subthreshold region में आपका ये current का value कम होगा. Okay, this saturation current, if I can call it, it's not exactly saturation current, rather it is subthreshold current ही कहना उचित होगा. So if this subthreshold current is actually very small, ये मैंने मान लिया, ठीक है, ये currents कम है, but it is an ideal saturation region because current is independent of VDS. इससे बढ़िया saturation क्या हो सकता है? Remember, there is something called channel length modulation when we are dealing with the actual saturation region, which we call as a saturation region. However, in case of subthreshold operation, it is perfectly flat. Perfectly flat. Seriously. That means, what does it imply? आपका R out is literally infinity. In your analog IC design, आप सीख रहे हो ना? आपका gain क्या आएगा? आपका AVO will be equal to GM into R out. What is AVO? Intrinsic gain. You must be doing it in analog IC design. So अगर आपका R out infinity है, then effectively your gain is infinite gain. The only problem with subthreshold region operation is your I sub is definitely much less than the standard microamperes. See, microamperes nahi honge. It will be something around 0.1 microampere, 0.2 microampere. So even before we go any further, pause for a minute, थोड़ा ध्यान से समझना. If you want a low powered analog amplifier, ध्यान से समझो, अगर हमें लो पावर चाहिए, then I will prefer to have lower currents anyway. Yes or no? We are essentially looking for a low power design. Low power चाहिए, तो currents कम कर दो. So this is all. This advanced VLSI design course is all about low power. I mean, 80% of the course is low power only. तो अगर हमें low power, ultra low power चाहिए, ठीक है, तो हमें current तो वैसे ही कम करना चाहिए. Like we will try as an engineer to reduce the currents. अगर currents कम होगा, तो ये if we can design the circuit in the subthreshold region, we will bias the circuit in the subthreshold region. What are the advantages? Number one, your currents will be lower. That means your power will be much less. But at the same time, आपका gain is infinite. Okay. So that means if we can essentially design a circuit in modern technology just slightly lesser than VT. If your VT is, let us say, 0.5 volts, I will put the bias at 0.48 volts. Okay, अगर मैंने ऐसे डिजाइन कर पाया, then you will be getting an excellent intrinsic gain, and you will also be gaining in terms of the power consumption. Okay, so this is the perspective in modern technology. However, in the microelectronic devices course, microelectronic circuits course, we will look into subthreshold as an aberration, as a problem. Okay, that's why we will say subthreshold leakage, power dissipation. Okay, but in modern technology, people are intentionally designing in the subthreshold region. Okay, so that's what I have written here also. Subthreshold slope वगैरह. Subthreshold region is an ideal saturation region. Maximum intrinsic gain. Okay, R out is infinity. That's exactly what I was telling you. Okay, so when VDS is much larger than phi t, obviously it is. So phi t is kT by Q, that is 26 millivolts. Okay, so that means VDS will be in the order of volts. This is 26 millivolts. Therefore, as I said, it will become independent of VDS itself. This is an ideal saturation region. Very good. So now, once we have understood that, now let us understand what is the influence on this VGS part. But the issue is, this is related to the surface potential. How to get hold of the VGS expression over here. This is all about modeling, okay? So mathematical modeling. So हम लोगों ने क्या किया कि we have to model this phi s minus 2 phi of term with the applied terminal biases. In this case, of course, VGS या फिर VOB. So this is one trick which we have done. I will exclude that for this course. Finally, this equation becomes like this. This is the final expression. So now you have got a very brief idea, okay, about how ID varies with VOV or VDS. Okay, so this is the term which you need to get concerned about. This is again a term which you need not bother, because VDS is definitely going to be much larger than phi t. E to the power of minus 1000, okay, is basically 0 itself. This is 1. All right, so you need to get concerned about this variation only. All right, now for large devices, it is found that the small m term here, okay, this is essentially the body effect coefficient. Again, I'm not going into all those details. This term will roughly be equal to 1 for large devices. Small m is approximately equal to 1. Okay, now then if you are putting small m equal to 1, then in this relation आप देखोगे exactly अगर 1 दे देते हैं for larger devices, then this is the final expression, right? Subthreshold current equation. इस equation में अगर small m equal to 1 बिठाएंगे, what is the value of ID? Obviously 1 minus 1 is 0. Therefore, what do we understand? There is a reason why in your BTech or even in your MTech, when the professors are teaching you stuff at, let us say, 180 nanometers or let us say 250 nanometer, okay, larger technology nodes, people never emphasize subthreshold region operation so much. Okay, don't think that other professors are no good at all. The books are rubbish. Surya sir is the greatest. No. The reason why the other professors in your BTech, even in your MTech, or mostly people don't discuss this in their textbooks also, is because those textbooks or other professors are dealing with the larger technology nodes. That means larger devices. अगर larger devices हैं, आपका small m 1 हो जाएगा, और अगर 1 हो जाए तो यहां पर अगर 1 बिठाओगे तो ID will be equal to 0. That's why people say that VGS less than VT means current equal to 0. All right, please understand now. You can connect the dots. Don't say that Surya sir has taught this, other professors did not teach. It is just a matter of technology node we are talking about. I am teaching you less than 45 nanometer technology node. In fact, 45 nanometer is too old. As I'm currently telling you, 5 nanometers is gradually coming into the market. With respect to 5 nanometer, 45 nanometer itself is too old. i7 processor was 45 nanometers. Now i7 came into the market, I think 10 years ago. Okay, so if you are choosing these backdated technologies, 180, 250 and all that, then this is valid. So for large devices, okay, ठीक है ना, m equal to 1 बिठाओगे, this equation simply becomes 0. And in that is the reason why people used to say that for large devices, people never bother to mention this every time, but in this course I am emphasizing over and over again. It's a matter of technology node. It's just a matter of technology node. ठीक है, तो हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि अगर 180 में डिजाइन करेंगे वो 7 नैनोमीटर में भी काम करेगा. Absolutely bullshit. Okay, please realize this, because when you are dealing with 7 nanometers, what you took as switched off, क्योंकि small m equal to 1 at 180 nanometers, that is not going to happen. For scale devices, I have emphasized this, and subthreshold was taught in, I think, for an extent of 3-4 classes at least. So here you can see for the scale devices, small m is greater than 1. Therefore, you are going to have an ID value, and that is what leads to the subthreshold leakages. So this subthreshold leakage, that means the current conduction when the device is switched off, that is a problem when you are thinking about lower technology nodes only. So in fact, it turns out that lower the technology node, higher is the subthreshold leakage. Okay, so when you are studying a textbook, let us say, what should I say, Rabi, but Rabi is also very advanced. It will essentially have all this. Let's talk about Kang. Kang is a typical textbook on digital VLSI design at the BTech level. So those textbooks, they don't even speak about all this subthreshold. Okay, because they are all based on, it's a very old textbook based on 180 nanometers. So don't think that Kang doesn't know anything. Okay, it's just that they are using 180 nanometers or 250 nanometer. Over there, small m equal to 1. That means they need not even bother about the subthreshold current equation or even subthreshold leakage. So if current equal to 0, as you can see, m equal to 1, that means ID is equal to 0. Cool. So agar ID equal to 0 ho gaya, then aapka ID, so what is the subthreshold power leakage? Will be I sub into VDD. So clearly, if I sub is equal to 0, P sub will be 0. Awesome. Correct. So again, this brings me to the same statement which I made a few lectures earlier, that if it is not exactly very much necessary to scale your technology node, okay, stick with the older technology node itself. Okay. Later on, we will see that if you want to do state of the art in digital designs or IC designs, तब आपको technology node कम करना ही पड़ेगा. You have to use scale tech devices anyway. That is the reason why I am teaching you all this. If we could manage everything at micrometer technology, I mean, I will not even teach this course. Okay, the reliability becomes an issue. The leakages become an issue only when you are dealing with scale devices. But unfortunately, क्या करें, आप जब इंटरव्यू के लिए बैठोगे ना, सब 7 नैनोमीटर से ही पूछेंगे. ओके, सब 45 नैनोमीटर में ही पूछेंगे, 22 नैनोमीटर से ही पूछेंगे, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. तो आपने VLSI डिजाइन में जो सीखे थे, ओके, VGS is less than VT and current is 0. When the moment you say that in your interview, you will lose the job. Okay, the interviewers will not like to spend any more time with you. They will go for the next candidate. ठीक है. So in case you have kind of रट्टा मान लिया हो कि VGS less than VT में current zero है, now you have understood why it is zero, but at the higher technology node. But you are going to work at 5 nanometers. You ask your seniors in MediaTek. They're all working at 5 nanometers node right now. Over there, this will be essential. अगर आपने ये नहीं सीखा, you will not be able to survive in industry. I'll tell you. ठीक है ना? So that's why I am emphasizing it so much. All right. So for scale devices, this is going to be your current. Okay. Now VDS, as I said, is much larger than 5T. So this bracket part you can forget. That is what I have written. That's why maximum intrinsic gain here. This is the maximum intrinsic gain, and the subthreshold region is an ideal saturation region. In fact, in your interview, I'm telling you, these are the tips for the interview for your placements. If you can explain this, जो मैं अभी बता रहा हूँ, यही explain कर देना. Sir, given an option, I will try to design it slightly less than threshold voltage. That will essentially help us with getting the maximum gain. Maximum gain means in case of digital, then the interviewer might ask you, if it is maximum gain, how does it help you in digital integrated circuits? Digital ICs में क्या होगा? Of course, sir. If the gain is very much high, then what is the meaning of it? You are going to have a graph like this. That means this transition region, ये जो transition region है, this is going to be very, very small. That means when you are doing the transition, you are going to spend the minimum amount of VI for the transition. Ideally, we would like to have this to be as straight as possible. This is the best one, the blue one which I drew. So that means sharper this line, sharper the transition region, lesser will be the dynamic power also. So देखो, subthreshold region is the ideal saturation region. Maximum intrinsic gain means you are also reducing the dynamic power. ठीक है ना? So you are gaining in every sense. The only problem is that इसका current levels कम है. Okay, we will see how to do subthreshold based designs later on in this course. We are coming to it gradually. ठीक है? आज समझ रहे हो ना, एक बड़ा सा काफी like a very, very important thing is being revealed right now. Okay. All right. So now this subthreshold slope kya hai basically? These are the modeling part which I am going to exclude now. This is the equation I have simply copied from this red box. Okay. यहाँ से, if I am trying to take log of this ID, okay, you will understand that except this exponential factor here, everything is here within this third bracket. So ये natural logarithm लिए है ना, ln, many people call it. So if it is ln, then what happens is this e to the power of VOV by phi t will simply be like VOV by m phi t. This part here, I have taken log of this term. Make sense, everyone? Please follow this. This is very, very interesting and very important. I mean, if you can explain this, you get the job directly. Okay? मतलब सच में if you can explain all this ना, आप उसी समय आपको job मिल जाएंगे. ऐसा situation है. You ask your seniors, they will tell you. Okay? So this is VOV by m phi t. Okay? Now all I'm going to do is I'll take, this is log ln. Ln means log of base e. Okay? So all I can do is log of id base 10, log of e base 10. This is basically basic logarithms you have studied in your high school itself. Okay, हम ऐसे लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है? I have just transformed this log to the base e to log to the base 10. That's it. तो यहाँ से अभी अगर हम del VGS करते हैं, this whole factor को del VGS करते हैं, तो क्या होगा? Notice this log is basically base 10. All right. So this log of e base 10 can be written as 1 upon log of, basically what I'm trying to tell you is this 1 upon log of e base 10. This is basically this factor, right? I can write as simply log of 10 base e, which is nothing but ln 10. इसका वैल्यू है 2.303. Okay, so I have just replaced this divided by this into ln 10 over here. ठीक है? Excellent. And then del of log of, again I must tell you, this is log of base 10. Okay, then I am taking del VGS. The interesting part is that notice this entire region, entire part, this entire bracket is independent of VGS, right? So what we can do is we will simply, this becomes equal to 0, or yahan par this is the only VGS here, VT is again a constant. So if you are taking del VGS, okay, then you are left with only 1 upon m phi t, this term here. Okay, so you are left with this equation. Therefore log del VGS of log of id base 10 will be equal to 1 upon ln 10 m phi t. अब इसका अगर कैलकुलेशन करेंगे, ln 10 is 2.303 जैसे मैंने बताया. Small m is basically this factor 1. Okay, for large devices this is equal to 1, and phi t, as I said, 26 millivolts. अगर आप इसको कैलकुलेट करोगे तो it turns out to be something like this. Therefore the inverse subthreshold slope, inverse क्यों है? क्योंकि ये तो है आपका स्लोप ना, इसका इनवर्स करोगे del 1 upon this factor. Okay, here you can see this whole thing is inside the bracket and divided to the power of -1. That inverse will simply become ln 10 m phi t. This factor is the same. Okay, so what do we get it is that for large devices, that means when small m equal to 1 at room temperature, क्योंकि ये जो 26 millivolt हमने लिखे हैं ना, that is varied only at room temperature, remember. Okay, because what is phi t? Phi t is equal to kt by q. तो ये 26 कब आता है? k का वैल्यू हमने बिठाया था joules per Kelvin multiplied by temperature बिठाया था room temperature. That's why I am specifying this 300 Kelvin. Okay, तो यहाँ पर 300 Kelvin बिठाओ divided by electronic charge 1.602 10 to the power of -19 coulombs. ये Kelvin cancel. Okay, and then joules per coulomb. Joules is basically coulomb into voltage by coulomb, that is. Okay, so that's why it is volts में आएगा. We have written it in millivolts because it is in milli. Okay, so remember what I'm trying to emphasize is that at 300 Kelvin is important. Okay, very good. So what do we understand is that no matter what you do, if your device is a MOSFET, you cannot make this slope lesser than 60 millivolt per decade. Okay, what is the meaning of it? It means that if I am plotting this log ID, जैसे मैंने कहा था कि you can plot this ID on a log scale. अगर आपने यहाँ पर log scale में plot किया, ठीक है, and this is your VGS, here is your VT, then this will be almost flat, as I said, and after that it will go up like that, right? So in the previous class I said that अगर मुझे ये ऑफ करंट, ये लीकेज करंट अगर हमें कम करना है, तो what we can do is we can shift this VT here. Then obviously, if we just extrapolate this, wow, it is getting much lesser. But कभी होता नहीं है. क्यों? I will discuss later on. If we increase threshold voltage, there will be serious problems. So your circuit will not work at all. Okay. So instead, what we can do is, the best way to handle this problem is VT को कम करो जितना कम हो सके, and you reduce this subthreshold slope. Okay. Now it turns out, what it turns out with this mathematics whichever I have done right now, आपको अभी पता चल रहा है कि subthreshold slope आप if this is 60 millivolt per decade ना, ये I'll explain the unit also. Millivolt per decade क्यों कहते हैं? So if it is 60, you cannot make it to 55, 50, 45, कभी नहीं कर सकते if it is a MOSFET. Okay. Now for all realistic devices, subthreshold slope is invariably larger than 60 millivolt per decade at 300 Kelvin. Okay. And the point where this current expression, this current plot actually crosses this y-axis is in nanoampere per device. देखो, this is for one device. Therefore, simple हिसाब लगाओ. If it is million, if there are million transistors, okay, 10 power 6 into 1 nanoampere into VDD is say 1 volt, आपका कितना आ जाएगा? 10 power minus 3, that is milliwatt. Okay. If the VDD is 1 volt, your subthreshold leakage ही हो जाएगा 1 milliwatt. Are you with me, everyone? The total power wasted for a million transistors, because remember, the subthreshold slope is basically what? It is independent of whether the transistor is switched on or switched off, whether the transistor is having a transition or not. That is a continuous leakage. Correct? So clearly you can understand this is the order at which you are going to lose your power. 1 milliwatt. Now, when we will see in the project, as you start working on it, you will see when you are trying to design for low power technologies, okay, then the subthreshold design is also one of the low power technologies. We will look into it after a couple of weeks. Now, ये 1 milliwatt है, सिर्फ आपका subthreshold leakage ही 1 milliwatt है. But when we will be designing low power technologies, we will try to design at a few microwatt designs करेंगे. That is what we will target. तो few microwatt अगर design करने हैं, you can understand आपका leakage ही हो रहा है 1 milliwatt, यार आपका क्या output आएगा? आप सोच रहे हो ना? It is just funny. Now the question is how to minimize the subthreshold leakage. As I have written, the subthreshold leakage कम करने का सिर्फ एक ही तरीका है, आपको किसी भी हालत में you have to reduce this subthreshold slope. और subthreshold slope reduce करने का तरीका सर्किट वालों के पास नहीं है. You have to go for alternative device technologies. और the one alternative device technologies MOSFET के बदले में जो अभी वर्ल्ड को रूल कर रहा है, that is FDSOI या फिर FinFETs. FDSOI बोले तो FinFETs, so I should write this here. So FDSOI is the ruling technology right now. Okay. TFET will probably come in the next 10-15 years, but as of now it is only FinFETs. Okay, FDSOI, FinFET. TFET is what we are doing research in our research group. So this FinFET is basically a 3D structure, and in FinFET you will invariably be getting around 60 millivolt or slightly lesser than 50 millivolt. 60 millivolt के बदले में आपका ये 55 millivolt per decade भी आ जाएगा. But it can never, but that slope is not controllable. You cannot control it. That is controllable in this TFET technology. That's why TFET is something which industry is very much interested. Okay. अच्छा, ये millivolt per decade क्यों कह रहे हैं? Very simple. What it says is, remember this is a log scale, right? Okay, this is a log scale. So that means, so from here to here, this is essentially increasing by one order, that is one decade. ठीक है, तो इसको अगर हम VGS एक्सिस में प्रोजेक्शन लेते हैं, then this is the amount of voltage that is necessary to add from here to here. You have to apply this much amount of voltage to increase the current by one decade. Okay, so this slope is mentioned as, that slope is basically inverse subthreshold slope, is mentioned as is in the order, I mean iska unit jo hai, that is millivolts. Remember, it's in the this much amount of millivolt per decade. That means every 1 decade change in the current level. That's why this unit is called millivolt per decade. Got it? Okay. So now we are in a much better understanding of the subthreshold slopes and the subthreshold leakage part. So if you, and you must be, now you can connect the dots. Sometimes people, I mean, many people don't think about it, but if you notice carefully, why is beyond 45 nanometer is actually a double gate structure. ठीक है, 45 nanometers के नीचे जो भी टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं, they are all FinFETs. 32 nanometer FinFET, 22 nanometer FinFET, the 14 nanometer FinFET, 7 nanometer FinFET, FinFETs हैं. Now you can understand why, because if you go below this, for like for scale technologies, ठीक है, small m will be much greater than 1, subthreshold leakage will be very very high. इसको कम करने का सिर्फ एक ही तरीका है, you have to change to a different device technology, that is FinFET. इसलिए CMOS अभी यूज होता ही नहीं है. ठीक है, I don't know if I have that opportunity, because I can actually propose an entire course on FinFETs. That will be great actually, but I'll propose it. I do not know if BITS will allow me, but FinFET is the current technology. ठीक है, जैसे PMMD में मैं तो फिर से वो टिपिकल MOSFET ही सिखाए थे. ठीक है, I can take one entire course on FinFETs alone, and FinFET is not exactly MOSFET. ठीक है ना, तो FinFET is what is to be taught. All right, very good. अभी आते हैं, I'll just take another 15 minutes or so. Please bear with me, because I want to finish off this power dissipation. From tomorrow we will begin with a new topic. All right, so now we will come to the very important part, that is the junction leakage. But I must tell you that in the modern technology, this subthreshold leakage is the most important part of the static leakages. Okay, remember I already discussed this. Sorry, I had already discussed that dynamic power, static power. The first dynamic power which we saw was the switching power. That was already covered in the class. Very simple. That means that is the power needed to switch on and off the output node capacitor, output load. Simple. Dynamic power के अंतर्गत और क्या है? That is a short circuit power. That we did it, I think, in the previous, the lecture previous to the last lecture. There are the whole gamut of power dissipation. Okay, पावर डिसिपेटेड. स्टैटिक के साथ आपके दो आते हैं, दैट इज द सब थ्रेशोल्ड, दूसरा क्या है, जंक्शन लीकेजेस. So these are all these static, basically it's also called the leakage, static या फिर leakage. Dynamic is basically for the transitions. So transition जब होगा तभी ये होंगे. So obviously if it is based on transition, so both of the switching power as well as short circuit power are obviously proportional to the frequency, okay, and also the alpha, that is the switching activity. So the frequency of switching, and also what is the probability that which among these transitions the output is going to switch. Okay, so whereas this static leakage is always there, voltage डाले हो तो ये लीकेज होते ही रहेंगे. ठीक है, it's something very interesting. Suppose you have a tap, okay, when you switch on the tap, then the water gushes out like anything, fill up the bucket or something. Then one can say, okay, if you want to save the water, don't use 2 buckets of water, use 1 bucket of water. Then that will essentially be controlled by the tap. You can control the what should I call it, the notch, or I don't know what it is called. Okay, so you can switch on the tap and basically you can control how long you are, how many buckets of water you want to fill, how many waters you want to fill up. Okay, but suppose the tap is leaking, तब क्या होगा? Whether you keep it switched off या फिर switched on, that leakage will always happen. ठीक है ना? That leakage power is what we are speaking about here. ठीक है, अगर आपने सारा दिन एक भी बाल्टी भर पानी भी यूज नहीं किए, आपका लीक 24 आवर्स अगर लीक करता रहे, तो आप देखोगे 5 बाल्टी तो ऐसे लीक ही चला जाएगा, टोटल वेस्ट. So this is what we are talking about, the static power dissipation. Okay, so you can essentially do something about it using the alpha, that is a switching activity. We will see how to reduce the switching activity. Okay, and of course, unless necessary, as I told you, no need to make the circuit for high frequency applications unless it is specifically necessary to. अगर आपको पता है कि आप जो फिल्टर बना रहे हो, that is definitely going to work at less than 200 kilohertz, simply just for the heck of it, do not try to make it for 2 gigahertz design. You are going to simply waste this 2 gigahertz design. Matlab f will be much larger and essentially it's totally waste. You can design for lesser frequencies only. ठीक है, so this is f, this is alpha, switching activity कम कर सकते हैं. You can do something about that. But these two parts, the static leakages, circuit design people has got no contribution to that. You cannot help this. The circuit designers, for example, advanced VLSI design में हम लोग जो भी कुछ करेंगे ना, those are all related to the dynamic power. Okay, you can deal with it. Static leakages are fixed the moment you choose the technology, the device level. ठीक है, दैट मीन्स जब भी आपने लाइब्रेरी चूज किया ना, आपका स्टैटिक लीकेजेस वगैरह उसी में फिक्स हो जाता है. सो एवरी library will be having its own, every technology node, I mean, every technology node will be having its own subthreshold leakage and junction leakage. Okay, so for the PMMD students, they are responsible for this, or in other words, the device people are responsible for this. Circuits people can, in fact, the device people are responsible for both. That's more fundamental, but the circuits people can do something about this one, but device people can do something about this. Okay, now as you have noticed that the subthreshold के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं, you have to use an alternative device technology, जैसे FinFET हो गई. Okay, FinFET is currently the world standard. Nobody talks about MOSFET so much, but of course, unless you know MOSFET, you will not even be able to make out anything about FinFET. So in fact, I discussed once, I had a plan of taking one entire course on FinFET that will be really helpful for the students. The prerequisite will be PMMD. But usually I am not given any, I mean, but on second thought, in terms of the placements, I should teach courses which will essentially give you jobs rather than your knowledge and all that. Because after your MTech, the kind of job opportunities which you will get, at least in bits, they will not require your knowledge on FinFETs. The libraries will be provided, like you can ask your seniors, the libraries are being provided. वो 5 nanometer technology node है, उनको कुछ पता नहीं है 5 nanometer technology कैसा है या क्या है. The library is provided, they are designing. Okay. Now the people who wants to design those libraries, that means if you want to go into industrial R&D, I was myself working in industrial R&D for some time. Over there, you will have to design the libraries. ठीक है. So library में आपका ये static leakages वगैरह fix हो जाता है. All right, very good. Now, as you have understood that subthreshold leakages are controlled by the device technology. Okay. Now we will come to the junction leakage part, which is also part of the static leakage, but this junction leakage is also associated with the technology which you are using. So that technology is what we will learn right now. Okay. Okay, everyone. I hope I am not going. Let's finish this. This is very simple. Okay. ये मैंने क्या ड्रॉ किया है, अगर आप ध्यान से समझोगे, it is basically nothing other than the simple inverter. Okay, VO, VI, VDD. इसमें और एक चीज ऐड किए हैं, the body and the source are shorted. ठीक है. So instead of drawing it like this, I simply drew this in a horizontal orientation. नया कुछ नहीं किया. ठीक है. Now, what is interesting now is, notice there are so many junctions here. Okay. तो subthreshold leakage कहां से कहां तक होगा? Subthreshold leakage is basically it means that when Vi is perfectly at VDD and VO is perfectly at 0. Okay, then there is no switching. Switching का कोई concept नहीं है. तब the current which each of these transistors will be conducting is basically what? देखो, ये VDD जो है ना, this VDD and this is VDD. So what is the VSGP? 0. Okay. So if VSGP is 0, you will assume, I mean, in larger technology nodes, there is no subthreshold current. Okay. And over here, Vi is VDD and this. So that means this is switched on. And that is the reason why this VO is shorted to the ground. ठीक है. ये तो switch on है, but what is the value of VDSN? Is equal to 0. So there is no current here also. ठीक है. But what will happen is, there will be subthreshold leakage here, and since this transistor is switched on, because this is VDD and ground, this current will go. There is no current from the output node per se, but there is a current through here. Makes sense? So this leakage is basically the subthreshold leakage that I have represented as the pink color here, going from VDD to the ground. Okay, this is something very similar to the short circuit current, but the short circuit current occurs when both the transistors are saturation or linear. Okay, and that happens only during the transition. That's why it is dependent on frequency of operating frequency as well as the switching activity. But the same short circuit current, when the transistors are quote unquote switched off, that is basically the subthreshold current. Okay, that is threshold leakage. Now, what are the various junctions over here? Notice that here is a junction. Okay, so it's better to represent it here. That will be a better way. So since I have done it on the horizontal orientation, okay, इसको अगर हम horizontally draw कर रहे हैं, basically it's just the physical layout, but instead of physical layout top view, I have done a vertical cross section यहाँ पर. देखो, तो जैसे कि देख रहे हो, this is the ground. Ground is connected to the body tie. This body tie over here is connected to the ground. That is the body tie. Okay. Then this is the N MOSFET. Okay, this is the N MOSFET, right? N MOSFET gate. Okay, now you can understand this. I think you have done it in VLSI design. फिर N well बना के यहाँ पर P MOSFET डाले हैं. इसका भी जो body tie है, that is N plus body tie, that is connected to VDD. That's exactly what I've drawn here, or in other words here. Okay, and then उसके बाद क्या है? This is the gate terminal. The gates are shorted, as you can see. Here also in schematic we have shorted the gates, and I put the VI, and I have shorted the drain terminals here, and we have put the VO. Very simple. Okay. Now let us pay attention on the various junctions possible. Number one, this is P substrate, and these are N plus regions. So excellent. यहाँ पर एक junction है, N plus P junction. यहाँ पर दूसरा junction है. Okay, and this is N well because it is a P type. This is the P MOSFET, right? So N well बना के करना है. So this is P plus N. This is the diode junction. This is also another diode junction. Make sense? तो जहां पर भी junctions हैं, now let us remember the diode equation. सबको पता है ना? Diode current, I diode, I reverse saturation current, I'm writing it full word so that you can understand later on. E to the power of V applied divided by eta. Eta is the ideality factor depending on which material you're choosing, to phi t minus 1. This is a typical diode equation, right? This is something which everyone knows. I mean, both embedded systems and PMMD students. So that's why I'm not elaborating on how to get this. Subthreshold leakage was something new, so I went much deeper into that. All right. So this equation is essentially referring to the subthreshold reverse saturation current. Okay. So the moment you have applied the biases in such a manner that this V applied is larger than eta phi t, that e to the power of this, I mean, this whole factor here is much larger than 1. Now, कोई tension नहीं है. I diode is there. However, when you have essentially applied the biases when the transistors are not operating, okay, then what is the situation here? Let's see. You have applied VDD here, and VDD, okay, let me just put here. Let us say this is VDD, this is 0 volt. Okay. Then notice that there will be situations when you can have 0 here, this will be VDD on the other side. So basically meaning that there is always some reverse saturation current which is always flowing thanks to this -1 term. ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर applied voltage 0 हो गया, then what do you get? You are essentially going to, so what I'm trying to tell you is this. When the applied voltage, remember this applied voltage is actually the junction, the voltage which is appearing across the junction. If that junction voltage, the voltage across the junction is 0, तब क्या होगा? E to the power 0 minus 1. Awesome. This whole thing will be 0. This diode leakages will be 0. Unfortunately, situations can happen when this is negative of some large number, which is approximately 0, and this essentially becomes -1. Therefore, I diode becomes equal to minus reverse saturation current. In fact, that is what we get when we are essentially trying to draw the diode equation. Diode equation हम कैसे draw करते हैं? ऐसे आकर ऐसे चले जाता है. But this is of course applied. This point is called the cut-in voltage. This is your diode current. And now the thing is, when it is reverse biased, then there is a small amount of current that goes. Okay. Now, depending on the make of the diode, whether it is, if you can engineer it properly, it will become a Zener or something. Then there is a particular breakdown which happens at a much higher reverse bias. So I'll put this tilde signs here, meaning that it is not to scale, because this V gamma is in the order of, let us say, 0.67 volts. In fact, this V gamma is the reason why you will get VBE in case of BJT as 0.7. Of course, that is for silicon based BJTs. Okay, that 0.7 volts is coming from the cut-in voltage actually. But anyways, that's separate concept. So what we are understanding is this difference is the reverse saturation current. This is something which we have seen in our BTEC itself, right? Everybody knows this. Now this reverse saturation current of the diode, okay, why is it reverse? देखो, only this will occur only when it is reverse biased. That means V applied is negative. तभी तो आपका ये minus V आएगा ना. Look, this is minus V. तभी तो ये -1 होगा. And this -1 you are multiplying over here. And that's why you are getting a minus this. That is the reason why you will notice that current, reverse saturation current, is lower than the 0 axis. Okay. So this is reverse saturation current is here. This is minus reverse saturation current, less than the 0. Okay. So in our practical diode circuits, typical clipper, clamper, rectifier, full wave rectifier, half wave rectifier, regulator. I mean, there are so many multiple circuits are there. Okay. In all those cases, we have kind of ignored this reverse saturation current with respect to the current which is going in the forward direction, correct? Forward bias. So, but this reverse saturation current is also going to be a substantial one, because again, why is it substantial? Just like the subthreshold over here, reverse saturation current, if it is always leaking, I showed you the example of a tap, right? It is leaking 24/7. So the amount of water which is wasted for the whole day will be larger than the amount of water which you are actually using if it is working for the whole day and night. Okay. So similarly, this reverse saturation current is that junction leakage power. Okay, so now let us understand in this diagram where is the junction leakage power concerned. Okay, I mean, I've already drawn this, so let's not bother. So as you can see, there is a diode here. Okay, so you will be having multiple paths through this diode. The reverse saturation current will be just opposite to this direction. The one which I have drawn is basically the direction of the currents which will be flowing through these diodes, but the reverse will be the opposite direction. So these are the various conducting paths, so to speak. Okay, thanks to the diode reverse saturation. All right. Latch up, many of you might be thinking, latch up is also related to this. This is actually something called the parasitic BJT effect, which we will see later on. As because if you notice, this is P plus, N well, and P plus. So here you are having one diode, this is another diode. In other words, you are having this particular situation here. One diode here, other diode here. P plus, N, P plus. This is a typical parasitic BJT effect. Latch up जो होता है ना, that is slightly different from this. Latch up happens between the two neighboring transistors. यहाँ पर two neighboring transistors नहीं है. Okay, please understand that latch up, I will teach latch up also later, but latch up is essentially related to layouts. Okay, many of you might be thinking that, okay, sir, this is similar to latch up. Yeah, it is similar, but layout में वो problem आता है. Okay, for example, if you notice where is the latch up here involved? This is P substrate, this is P plus region, and this is N well. Okay, so that means the latch up is essentially this way. Sorry, this is your latch up. That means this is P plus, and this is N. All right. So latch up happens between neighboring transistors. Okay. This is one, this is another one. इसको भगाने का तरीका क्या है? Like how to kind of eliminate latch up issues? You have to put one. What is that called? You tell me. ICFT.
Guard ring, sir.
Better still.
Resistor.
No. Basically, what we are trying to avoid is the neighboring transistors. You can see this is one transistor, P MOSFET. This is N MOSFET. This is the latch up transistor. इसको eliminate करने का क्या तरीका है? This is P plus N, so this is going to be your emitter. This is the collector. The larger
Trench isolation.
हाँ बोलो. हाँ sorry.
Trench isolation.
हाँ shallow
trench isolation.
STI. Shallow trench isolation is called STI. Okay. We can also call it as the field oxide or pad oxide. We will just simply make one big oxide region here. So that is a latch up issue. We will look into it later. But one thing, latch up is not always a bad thing. Okay. We will see how latch up can actually help also. Latch up कहाँ use होता है? Just as a final comment. As we can understand, okay, latch up is a very bad thing, right? But latch up is actually helpful in one aspect also. कौन बताएगा?
SCR, sir.
SCR, excellent. You are from embedded or team MD? Micro.
Sir, embedded.
Very good. SCR में latch up is actually an integral part of the device operation of SCRs. Okay, so latch up we will read later. Okay, however, this is not latch up. Okay, so this is the parasitic BJT effect. All right, because this base region of the BJT is inside the same N well या फिर P substrate. This is N plus P N plus, this is P plus N P plus. So this is not latch up, this is parasitic BJT effect. Okay. Now comes the most interesting part. How to minimize this junction leakage? Hemi micro. I have already taught you all this. If we can
Sir,
somehow
buried oxide.
buried oxide, सही है. हमें सिर्फ क्या करना है? We are simply going to cut away this entire silicon layer. Okay. So what we will do is we will put that entire buried oxide over here. Then what will happen? You are removing the entire substrate and envelope part. Okay. So this buried oxide is essentially the one of the topics which we will be studying later on. But we have done it in details from the device aspect in our PMMD course. But this time we will do it from a circuits perspective. That is FDSOI. So SOI means silicon on insulator. That insulator is the buried oxide, as your friend has rightly said. Okay. So this is silicon. The surface जो मैंने कहा था ना, surface की बात की थी. तो surface जो है, channel region, surface region, वो silicon ही रहेगा. But the bulk part, that is substrate, envelope, ये सब SOI मतलब buried oxide से. So this FDSOI, okay, is the technology of today. All FinFET, TFET, GOTFET, Omega Gate, Tri-Gate, जो भी बताओ, even carbon nanotube FET, CNFET, these are all based on FDSOI devices. So FDSOI is the technology which is standard everywhere. FDSOI के बारे में हम अलग से बात क्लास लेंगे. Now this FDSOI में क्या होता है? The buried oxide हो जाता है. So the moment FDSOI was one of, I must say it as a passing comment, like FDSOI is one of the revolutions in VLSI industries, VLSI technology. That was sort of, invented by Collange. Okay. Anyways, so FDSOI जो टेक्नोलॉजी है ना, ये मतलब ये जंक्शन लीकेज का पूरा खत्म कर दिया. It has simply eliminated the junction leakage once and for all. That is why each and every device which you are working today, they are all FDSOI. FinFET based on FDSOI, TFET FDSOI. Okay, even Omega Gate, double gate MOSFETs, they are also FDSOI. Okay, तो FDSOI करने से मतलब बेसिकली buried oxide डालने से आपका ये जंक्शन लीकेज का झंझट ही खत्म. That is the reason why I told you in modern technology, okay, which inherently will be always be using FDSOI. आपके smartphones, laptops, in each and every digital ICs which you see all around you, they are all made of FDSOI. Okay, तो जब भी आप सुनोगे FinFETs की बात हो रही है, it's an FDSOI device. TFET की बात हो रही है, FDSOI device. Okay, that means the moment you take FDSOI, ये junction leakage का problem जड़ से खत्म. Because you are not having any, ये डायोड ही फॉर्म नहीं होगा. ये डायोड जो हो रहा है किस लिए? N plus P substrate, P plus N-well. P substrate और N-well में तो आपने buried oxide डाल दिया. करेक्ट. ये पैरासिटिक बीजेटी इफेक्ट, लैचअप, इसका कोई झंझट ही नहीं रहेगा उसमें. ओके, सो to conclude this entire discussion on power for the last 3 days is that your static power dissipation simply means your subthreshold leakage. Okay, and the solution to the subthreshold leakage is that you have to change the device technology. We are right now using FinFETs. Later on we will look into TFETs. I am speaking about industry. Okay, now as far as your junction leakages are concerned, it is resolved. So industry has already, as I said, all the technologies, modern technologies are all based on FDSOI. Around 30-40 years ago, FDSOI was discovered. Since then, everything is FDSOI. Okay, so FDSOI होने पर ये junction leakage वाला झंझट खत्म. Short circuit power, as we have discussed earlier, short circuit power and dynamic power are the concerns of the circuit designers only during transitions. All right. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining. And we will see you tomorrow on a new topic. Thanks. Thanks a lot.